Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Manouk Termaaten. I'm the founder and CEO of Vertical AI, and together with my team, we are building the first no-code platform for AI model customization that runs on decentralized networks for compute. And I need 3 hands over here, so I'll be clicking. And our mission is clear. We want to empower everyone, from the creative individuals to the entrepreneurs, to be able to easily use, customize, and monetize specialized AI models without the need to know how to code or understand the technicalities behind it. And we want to become the platform that makes customizing AI accessible, affordable, and intuitive. Because currently what we see in the market is that even though that AI is booming, a lot of small parties are still left out. And they have to rely on the foundational models instead of having access to their own custom solution. And that is for 3 main reasons. Oh wait, wrong slide. Because for a lot of small companies, it's very hard to find the people with the skills to execute AI customization. And even if they find those people to customize AI for them, they tend to be very expensive to acquire. Secondly, setting up your own AI hosting requires an infrastructure that is most of the time very expensive, especially if you host it on traditional providers. And thirdly, there's a lot of individuals that do have the data sets, that do have the know-how how to train a custom model, but they don't have any monetization pathways. Not everyone wants to go through the whole hurdle of setting up a company, doing marketing, sales, building a brand, only to drive revenue from their AI creation. And that is exactly where we come in. Because at Vertical, we are passionately obsessed by making customizing AI models easy to use, removing technical barriers through our no-code approach, and make it affordable to get started and start experimenting. And for that reason, we are building the Vertical ecosystem that, together with our token, consists of 3 main products. Starting with the Vertical Stream, which is the central hub where you can use all the major and all specialized AI models from one account where you only pay for what you use. Secondly, we're building the Vertical Studio, which is our own AI playground where you can customize your own model in minutes instead of days or weeks. And thirdly, we're building the Vertical Cloud, which is our own proprietary orchestration software that enables auto-scaling and load balancing capabilities while leveraging GPUs from decentralized networks like Akash. And we're also extending our capabilities beyond fine-tuning. We are integrating rack systems, MCP service, all to expand our features and to make sure that our platform is as versatile as possible for as many users as possible. So before I jump into the how we integrate Akash into our platform, I want to share some traction that we've seen on our platform. So since we launched in November 2024, we have managed to already acquire over 25,000 users on our platform. These are already outdated numbers from a week ago. We are growing steadily. We have over 10,000 monthly active users. We handed over 100,000 prompts in the last 30 days alone, which was a 100% increase compared to the month before. We've listed over 40 models on our stream, and we've managed to get a 75% cost reduction through on our hosting and our compute that we use on the platform. So how do we leverage Akash? Because that's very important, right? And before we started out integrating Akash, we needed to do some testing to see if they actually had the cost advantages that they advertised with. So about 5 months ago, we had the DeepSeek R model coming out. And as most of you maybe know, their own website was so crowded with usage that they had to block off their API and their platform for new people coming in. So we were forced to host this model ourselves to make sure that the users on our platform had access to this new, very impressive model. So back then, we found this the perfect use case to benchmark. And we benchmarked it against the traditional provider AWS. And for a month of hosting the R1 DeepSeek model, it would have costed us 28K per month. On Akash, it was 16 and a half. So still money, but that was already a 41% cost reduction and proved that Akash actually was cheaper than traditional providers. But what we did notice was that a lot of conveniences that we experienced with the traditional providers were still a bit lagging at Akash. So we set out to build our own orchestration layer in between Akash and our platform. Like I said before, that enables auto-scaling and load balancing capabilities while running on GPUs from the Akash network. About 2 months ago, we did a second benchmark. And this was during our beta testing of our studio and our clouds. Here we rented 7 machines from the Akash network that were running for 14 days, and we had the equivalent compute also running on AWS. After 14 days, I received a bill from AWS for 7.5K, and in those same days, we only spent 1.7K in our combination of Akash and vertical cloud together. That's a 75% cost reduction compared to traditional providers, which is just phenomenal. So what I've done over here is I've abstracted a little bit how our vertical cloud is working and how we are able to get even more cost reduction by integrating this orchestration layer over the Akash network. And basically what we want to do here is with this layer, we want to provide the same conveniences that you experience with traditional providers, but with the advantage of cost efficiency of decentralized compute. So this diagram shows the vertical cloud engine and how we utilize GPUs from Akash in a more efficient and dynamic way. On the left, you see the job management endpoint that triggers fine-tuning jobs on demand through our own custom-built job scheduling engine. And that only spins up machines when we need it and shuts them down right after. On the right, you see our inference pathway that handles inference requests through just a single endpoint that load balances across a pool of machines running on Akash mainly. We do have AWS instances running as well, but that's just to increase the availability of compute. And the real innovation over here is happening in our job scheduling engine. Because this is actually the automated engine that, this is the engine that automates Web3 deployments. And secondly, the innovation here is happening in our AWS Akash connector. This one actually allows us to have AWS manage load balancing that works seamlessly across decentralized compute by utilizing LoRa adapters. And this way we can actually use one machine to serve many customers by switching between these LoRa adapters. So for the non-technical people, simply said, we only use when we need the machines, and we can serve many customers with less resources, making the Akash network together with the vertical cloud even more faster, cheaper and scalable compared to the out-of-the-box setup. I was actually going to give you guys a little demo, but unfortunately that's not possible. So for here, it's going to end. Thank you everyone for listening. And yeah, I'm not sure if there's room for questions.